Houston, we may have a problem. But yeah, man, we doing some more foodie content. Like, you know, like as a shout out to like KOD. But sitting in the sun ain't gonna do it, bro. I could barely even see my the phone. I guess I don't really need to see myself, right? But if the phone get too hot, then it's gonna turn off. It ain't that damn hot, man. You know what I'm saying? For me to like, for my phone to be like almost all the way black, bro. Well, yeah, we got some more. We going to a new restaurant that we don't usually go to. I've been wondering like all of these years which restaurant I had went to uh that had the good wet burritos, bro. I think I found it. You know what I'm saying? I hope the ops ain't in the city like trying to look for me. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause when I show y'all what I got, y'all gonna know where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the ops to be pulling up with that rah. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that fa fa fa. I don't want that gra. I don't want that brr. I don't want none of that. Please hit the like button. Goal on this live is 10 likes. We're gonna talk about Gervonta Davis. We're gonna talk about the fight tomorrow as much as we possibly can because I don't got my other devices with me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really plan this out. I just got hungry on my way home from buying an ounce. And so I figured, like, ooh, this is a nice sized bag of chips to go with that combo. Instead of fries, you get a chip. So like, where we at? You heard. Hey, to you ladies out there, I know ain't no ladies gonna watch this video, this live. But look, man, if you don't want nobody looking at your butt, like, don't wear nothing to show it. Like you think like I'm disgusting because I'm older than you. You in your 20s, I'm in my 40s. So what you want only people to look at your butt that's around your age group? That ain't fair. And then like when I come around, you look at me like I'm a creep because I notice your butt. But come on, man, I'm a man just like everybody else. I bet you would take my money like if I was paying for it. So you know, take my glances. Don't be trying to like hide that thing from the boy, man. Old people need love too. You know, ugly people need love too. Fat people need love too. We all need love. Hit the like button. Go on this live at 10 likes. Damn, that's big, bro. Look at that, man. That's what she said. But she had to give me a compliment. You know what I'm saying? She had to like open the door for a conversation for her to even be able to say that. Look at that, bro. Don't that look fire? And then they got the chips. It looked like they burnt the chips slightly, but hopefully it looked better on y'all end than it look on my end. Cause like my screen is like almost black. It's like 5% tint. Get that shit though, cuz. Damn. Duke Rules, what's up? You know. What up, Duke? But we got the big fight coming up with Oshaquie, Foster, and Ray Ford. Look, I've used this thumbnail, like, you know what I'm saying? Because this thing is like, look at how Foster is looking at that dude. He looking at him like, I should kill you. I'll kill you right now. That's why I used that thumbnail for this video. What up, Simon? I hope y'all know how to say something else other than hi. Hello. Y'all do it to me every time. You say hi, I talk for like 30 minutes with no response. Are you having a good day? Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm alive. I'm not locked up. I got paid. You know, my credit limit went up, you know, from Chime, what I can borrow. can't complain, man. It's nice out. I got two whips. Yeah. By whips, I drive scooters, so. But like, I don't know, man. We're gonna have to do something about that though. I really enjoy riding these scooters, but it's getting more and more dangerous, and they starting to like. They don't really want us riding on the sidewalk, and it was like before. I always could like even if I didn't feel safe in the street, I could ride on the sidewalk if it wasn't a bike lane. Um, now I'm being forced to ride in the street more, unless I just strictly take the bike lanes. You know what I'm saying? Along those routes. But I like going the way where I see I'll run into the least amount of police, because at least with like the ops, like I'll be riding so fast past them, if they walking down the street or on some kind of vehicle, mobility vehicle, they wouldn't be able to catch up to me. But the police, they can like flick them lights, and now I got to stop. So we don't have to figure that out. But yeah, man, I'm good. That's fire, bro. Thank you. Yeah. What about you? You having a good day? You a boxing fan? Hmm. I almost accidentally ignored her. I didn't really hear her or notice that she was talking. She complimented the scooter. It's decent. Not bad. I done the ninja rigged it like so many times. Like all I be thinking about now is like what ain't right on it. Oh, so that's what we drove up here. I be riding those all winter too. Especially this one was my winter vehicle. I got two of them. Big tires. You can ride over ice on them tires like full speed. Well, not 30 miles an hour, but nice little comfortable speed. I don't have to worry about that. Stay high from the ground. Make you feel like you on top of things. Do I play Pokemon? See, now you playing with me. Do I look like I play Pokemon? I actually was you a boxing fan. You didn't answer me, and you asked me about Pokemon. See, so we ain't gonna get along. Hey, the name of say my name. No, you don't tell me what to do. Hit the like button. I don't tell you what to do I? Because you ain't hit the like button. You know, don't come in here telling me what to do. Give me some head. I don't give a fuck who you is. You consenting adult. Give me some head. You ain't gonna do that. Don't tell me what to do. Fuck you. You heard me. Hey, but yeah, man. Be asking me about no damn Pokemon, man. Subscribe. You constantly saying hi to me. There you have it. My mom sending me messages. Her and her little on and off boyfriend, on and off again boyfriend. See, she's spoiled because I'm always got my phone in my hand if I'm awake. So like, she know like, and she know I'm awake. So she sent me a message, but she don't be like that. Leave her phone all through the house. I was just gonna wait until I got through eating. Maybe even got back home. But this shit ain't bad, bro. I'm trying to eat as many of these chips as possible because, like, as soon as I started with the sub, I mean with the burrito, it got like it started looking like hella smaller. Okay, I was just trying to see if you knew my name to see if you can say it correctly, and I'm only 10 years old. Oh, this video is for like adults, so now like we ain't gotta interact no more. Have a nice day. I ain't asked you how old you was. I asked y'all like, did y'all watch boxing? I don't care how old you is. Why do I care how old you is? I'm just on my boxing YouTube channel trying to talk about like a sport that like all ages can watch. I didn't ask you like you like I'm 42 years old. Did you ask me how old I was? Why you telling me how old you is? I don't care. Only time you need to worry about uh, somebody's age is if you're trying to do something inappropriate with them, right? And I'm not interested. I think we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait until like I finish eating because like I'm kind of hungry and this like is kind of good. This whole time I thought it was Chipotle that had the wet burritos, but it was them all along, and they right here on my mom's side of town. That's crazy, bro. Check it out. Looking good. Looking good. I'm out here dangling. I'm out here dangling, bro. You know, that's why I posted that Gervonta Davis from Denmark. I'm from America, man. Michigan. Michigan at that. You know, like anybody that's from Denmark that box, nice food. Oh yeah. They could have did better with the chips though. Like I can tell that they just like they bought some like flour tortillas from Walmart and then like they they sliced them up, you know, into little chips and then they fried them. You know, I can tell. And that was very cheap of them. But that red burrito make up for it though. The sauce is pretty good though. But you know what? Whenever I see a boxer that's from Denmark, I automatically think he a bum. Mhm. Why is that? I mean, all of the best boxers come from the United States and the UK. So that means that all of the best trainers come from the United States and the UK, you know? And definitely the best promoters come from the United States and the UK, you know? And if you're from Denmark, you probably about to get knocked out. You know, I'm just saying. Now, I just ain't never, we ain't never seen like a reigning Denmark heavyweight champion before. I don't really remember a reigning like Denmark champion ever, even if y'all held a belt for like a couple days, you know, winning a vacant belt and then you get knocked out by like Devin Haney, who don't even get knockouts because you a bum. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Denmark though. Yeah, yeah, I like to talk about boxing, man. But I'm lazy too. My channel has been bigger in the past. This is like not my first rodeo. You know, but I'm lazy, man. I just don't feel like the time in Denmark is 22, 10:30. That's what's up. That's late. It's probably dark over there. Y'all in the future. That's great. But you made me forget what I was about to say. Talking about some time. You like the small talk. You see, like all of my responses is boxing related. You say I'm from Denmark. I say they got a bunch of bums over there. They never have dominant champions. You know, we got the best promoters, the best fighters, the best trainers. See, because my name is Travis Gotti Boxing. You know, not Travis Gotti wristwatch, not even Travis Gotti Global. Because I'm an American from America with boxing at my title. But like I said, I'm kind of lazy. You see, it went down. The viewer count went down. I might have made him mad. I'm sorry. I could be rude, but I feel like it's rude if like I'm sitting here talking about cars and like somebody is talking about like buildings, you know? And then instead of like responding to me talking about cars, they say like, damn, that's a nice building. Like, I like tall skyscrapers. We got some of the biggest buildings in Denmark. See how like how to make me feel? I'm not trying to be rude, but I feel like you being rude. Everything that I've discussed over here, you have yet to respond. And here I am, like arguing with my phone to probably like a 15-year-old. But yeah, it's just because I'm lazy, man. You know, if you are 15, you better not tell me because I set this to 18 only. And I'm gonna block you immediately. You know, we ain't doing none of that. Next thing I know, I'm gonna be investigated. Your parents gonna find out, but you watch my page and I'm being very friendly towards you. We ain't doing none of that. Yeah, but yeah, man, it's looking like there's gonna be a really good fight. It's gonna be a really good fight with Oshaquie and Ford. I wish I knew more about those fighters. I think I seen Oshaki's last fight. He looked decent. It's just like I think I only seen him fight once, and I don't even think I've seen the Ford guy fight ever. And just going back and watching like, and then the fights. I swear, I think it's because I'm getting old. You know what I'm saying? But like, time is going by so fast, bro. Like, I swear, I be feeling like it's still the same day. And but then I look down at my phone and I go like click on somebody's live stream and they wearing different clothes and I'm like, what? It's a new day. Everybody done got it going and changed clothes, showered, and started all over again. And I'm like, I'm still stuck on yesterday. You know? Then some of y'all get it going early. You know what I'm saying? For the 7 o'clock to 3:30 squad. The 7 to 3:30 shift workers. Oh yeah, y'all be halfway through y'all shift by the time I get up in the morning. Mm, that's a lot of cheese, bro. I mean, this everything is good, but I be just thinking about what I'm gonna feel like later. You know what I'm saying? That's what I be thinking about. But yeah, and the older you get, the time be going by. It's like so much faster. They say that, and I always knew that. But like recently, like the past year, time has been going by like twice as fast, man. Even like now, you people think of that like as long term, like time go fast. Like yeah, like far as months or days or years. But even like I set the microwave to like, you know, uh 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And I swear the microwave seemed like it'd be only like 2 minutes. It's crazy, man. But yeah, it's looking like a good fight, man. Make sure y'all, if you haven't like, purchased a Fire Stick and looked on YouTube on how to watch sporting events for free, if you haven't done that yet, then make sure you buy you a DAZN subscription, so that you can watch that fight. Both of those guys, Oshaki Foster, Ray Ford, they look like they're in great shape. Ray Ford, I mean, he looked like his physical shape, his body looked, like he was ready, but like mentally, like he about damn near got like punked out at the face off, you know. And he pushed Foster yesterday. I think it was yesterday. When they was facing off, and that's like that could be just like his nerves really getting bad. A lot of times, if a fighter do something like that, it's because of the other fighter like got in their head or got to him and made them do that. You know what I'm saying? What up, JJ? We chilling, eating some Adobe's wet burrito. You know, on this beautiful sunny uh want to say summer day. It's beautiful out here, and the food is good. We got an ounce of weed in that bag. I'm curious to see what that's gonna look like. That's my most expensive ounce yet. You know, but when they handed it to me, I immediately smelt it through the bag, which is a good sign. You know, but yeah, Ray Ford pushed Oshaquie, but he could have did that just because he was nervous, and he probably heard like like the people saying like, "Oh yeah, dude got in his head and da 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 da." Because a lot of times we don't look at the fighter like, "Oh yeah, man, ooh, he pushed him, ooh." You ain't doing nothing about pushing nobody away. You're trying to create distance from like yourself and what's in front of you because you're uncomfortable. Plain and simple. You know, it ain't that hard to figure out because like it's tougher to just stand there and just stare somebody in the eyes. You know what I'm saying? Especially you about to fight them. That's crazy. They still do that these days. You know what I'm saying? And then they prolong it for a long time sometimes. So your nerves be going crazy, bro. I mean, if you don't believe me, go go find somebody in your house. I'll be like, look, I know this might sound crazy, but I'm a big boxing fan, and I just want to see what it feel like to like face off against somebody like in a fight. I want to just see like how it feels. Even if it's your mom, your brother, act like you about to fight them and you facing off with them. And then, and look at them in their eyes for 30 seconds. Try not to blink and definitely don't smile. You're going to want to smile. You know what I'm saying? You're going to want to smile because it's going to be uncomfortable. And you're going to feel your heart start to beat a little bit faster. You're going to skip a beat. Even though you looking in the eyes of somebody that you've been like around your whole life. You know what I'm saying? If it's your mom or your brother or something like that. You know, but you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it when you staring them down. Just do it for 30 seconds. It'll change your life. It'll change the way you look at face-offs, and it'll change the way you look at these fighters. Like, you know, when they lash out or they act like weird, you know, during a face-off or whatever, you know? And yeah, Oshaquie is kind of in Ray Ford's head, you know? And and going by that weigh-in and the face-off, the weigh-in, they both look like they was in great shape, you know what I'm saying? But as far as the face-off, Oshaquie won, you know? And we can say it's winners with everything, you know? At some one point, we were starting to do that. He won the face-off. He's staring him down. He's like looking very comfortable, getting all in his head. You know, Ford, he's staring, but then he kind of smile, and then like, you know, he's like, you know, he ain't really looking like he in like that mode. He ain't looking like he ready to kill. I mean, he ain't looking like he ready to die, and he ain't looking like he ready to kill. That's why I took that screenshot at that moment. Cause look at how Foster is looking at him. Like I kill you right now. You know, this ain't no game. You know, like whenever these fighters go in the ring, man, one hit to the head can cost you your life, bro. You take one good blow to the head, that can cost you your life. You know what I'm saying? Let alone by a professional fighter. You know what I'm saying? So this we still here, man. The phone overheated, y'all. I knew that was gonna happen, but I was hoping that it wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? And make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button so I know that the live is still going. Yeah, see now it say like one person is still in here. iPhone, but then this phone was originally like $1,100. You can't be in the sun with it for like 10 minutes. It hit different when like a phone is $1,000, but you can't be in the sun with it for 5, 10 minutes. Shit, fuck. You just broke the fort. So now I'm mad. I gotta stand up and eat. But yeah, man. And then Gervonta Davis, right? You back? Yeah, I'm back too. Gervonta Davis. I'm almost done too. Now Gervonta Davis has pretty much dedicated his career to fighting for that WBA belt. Whether he's fighting for a regular belt, he's fighting for the super belt. I don't know if he's fought. I think like Rolly was the interim champion, you know, something like that. But I think he had to vacate it so he can fight Gervonta for the main one, some shit like that. And oh, I'm full, man. but I want to finish what I started. But look, okay, he was like charged with uh attempted kidnapping, right? Or kidnapping that girl, snatching her out the club, by her hair, her throat, try to force her in a car. She broke away and she took off running, called the police, camera footage, like, you know, told the whole thing. So the WBA stripped Gervonta Davis of his title, of his WBA super, his super WBA lightweight title. They stripped him, right? They said he's stripped until like he concludes his, you know, his legal problems. He finished his legal issues. Okay. Then he eventually gets locked up. I think he was on a run then when they stripped him. He was on a run. So, uh, oh man, sure, her ass look good, man. I'm sorry, bro. I don't mean to be looking like that. It just look good with her skin complexion. Like, damn, bro. With them shorts. Okay. But yeah, they stripped him. January. He was on a run. He eventually got caught. They gave him a bond, and like his probation didn't have a hold on him yet, somehow. So he was able to bond out. But then Maryland probation was like, hold on, wait a minute. You know, those charges like are a violation of your parole because like not only is you supposed to not catch any charges, but you're not supposed to have no police contact at all, let alone be on camera, you know, committing a violent crime. So they issued a warrant for his arrest in April last month. That's important too, like April the 24th, something like that last month. And the WBA is very well aware of Gervonta Davis's legal problems. They're very well aware. That's why they stripped him in January when he was on a run for the charges. You know? So they're paying attention to his legal problems. And so they know that Maryland probation, the state of Maryland, issued a warrant for Gervonta Davis arrest 30 days ago. They're aware. They know. Of course they know. Gervonta Davis is one of the biggest names in the sport of boxing, if not the biggest currently. I mean, outside of Crawford, Jake Paul, Gervonta Davis is the biggest name in American boxing. So they know, and they issued a warrant for his. The state of Maryland issued a warrant for his arrest, and they said that he's ordered to be like held without bond until further notice, the end of April. Fast forward until like about 3 or 4 days ago, like about the 24th of May, almost exactly 30 days from like the time when Maryland issued a warrant for his arrest for a probation violation. And the WBA orders Gervonta Davis to defend his lightweight title against Kid Austin. Like knowing that he's on a run and got a warrant for his arrest. And after they already said that they stripped him. You know? How could you order him to fight as a mandatory when y'all stripped him? And you know he got a warrant. He might not even be able to be free to to go through with the fight. I mean, what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna let him make the fight? Okay, the warrants in Maryland where we gonna fight in California or somewhere. Maybe they won't extradite him, or maybe they'll just let him like arrest him after the fight, or they'll just let him be on a run forever, being like this famous boxer, being on a run for violent crimes. You on a bond for kidnapping, and you on a run for like a hidden run that you was on probation for. and they just gonna let him go through with the fight? You think that? You think like any promoter's gonna want to like invest money in promoting the fight? Like, paying for them to make appearances and do interviews and pay rent the venue out and then like pay the other fighters and the referees and the judges and like they gonna pay all of that, spend all of that money, and he might not be able to go through with the fight because he got a warrant for his arrest or he got a felony warrant. They ain't gonna do that. The WBA is like trying to be slick, but it's so obvious like that. It's almost like disrespectful. Like, well, of course he's not gonna like answer to that. You know, like he know he got a warrant. What's okay? So yeah, he said, yeah, I'll take the fight, blah, 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 blah. And then they show up to the press conference, to promote it, and then the police be right there to arrest him because he know that they looking for him. So you know what? The WBA is working with the feds. We got to look at it like that, man. You know this man on the run, and you done stripped him. So how you gonna order him to make a fight, man? You trying to help? You trying to help the police catch this dude? Flat out. Can't nobody tell me no different. I'm getting fat, man. When I look at myself in the mirror and my reflection when I ride on the scooter, like, damn, that's a fat ass nigga. That's a big ass nigga. Well, biggest I done been in my life. But I'm alive, you know. I'm healthier than I was a month ago. So it's all good. But yeah, man, WBA is trying to snitch. They some snitches. And Gervonta Davis is fucked. I mean, like I ran from probation before for a year and a half, like California probation. Even caught an assault here when I was on probation for assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder. You know, even though I didn't do it, but that's what I was convicted of. I took the deal, whatever. And I caught a misdemeanor assault and battery here, while I was on the run. And they still kind of like gave me a slap on the wrist. They just like, I did 28 days in jail. Half of that, they was just trying to like place me in a program, because like even with halfway through it, after I did like 2 weeks, like, and I made my first court date, she showed up to court. Then my lawyer said, they just gonna give you probation, you know, but whatever, and I took it, you know, but well, no, I mean like after I was already on probation, like within like a couple weeks, they already had told me like they was gonna give me a program, and I wasn't gonna do no jail time. So it's still hope, you know. He need to tell them that, like, but he gotta tell them that he on drugs or something. That might be his last, like, his last hope right there, But the shit that he doing, but he on probation. I mean, you gotta say his hit and run of violent crime. I mean, you definitely hurt some people, right, with your car, and then you didn't like have no respect for human life by leaving, kind of. So it was an accident. So we gonna say it ain't violent crime. It was just kind of like irresponsible. Let's just say that you was irresponsible. You tried to get away with something that you know you did, but you like, man, was he driving like a Lamborghini or something? Of course they gonna know it was you. But then he kidnapped. He done hog tied a woman, on camera. Like, while you on probation for being irresponsible. And then, like, Why did he go and like link up with Dean and Broner? And then he looking surprised, like he looking surprised that they on live and recording. They on live, like, yeah, here, they're gonna Tank. Man, they don't care about you and your legal problems. They just want to go viral. Everybody know you on a run. You done showed up to the party, like, hey, look, Tank is here. Look at this. Tank is here. And then he, man, they dudes is streamers now. Broner ain't no boxer no more. And Tank fake anyways for showing up. He see that they lit. They got girls all around them. They having a good time. Broner's back on. Now Tank coming back around. But Tank had done cut Broner off. It's over. It's over with. Friendship over. Now Broner is up. Broner is up like, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50,000. Now you come back around now like, oh, you ain't gonna ask me for no money no more. You got your own money, you know. And y'all got the hole, so yeah, Tank, here come Tank. But yeah, man, that was a dumb move, bro. You know, because he's too famous, like, to be doing anything, bro. If he came to that party, he should have came in the shice. Everybody would have knew that it was him, and then like, he would have been able to play stupid, about actually being there, unless any of his tattoos were showing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and a lot of these judges be females too. That's gonna work against him, you know. Oh man, I hope his probation officer ain't no woman. Just think if his probation officer is a woman, and like his judge is a woman, and like he already got like a documented like history of like being violent with these females, man. And this time you did it on camera for everybody to see. You can't just like play stupid, like you do when it happened at your house. Mm. Like I said before, you don't do at least a year. You don't do at least a year, bro. I mean, you got like even with your probation, like even without the, let's just say they violated you, but you didn't catch no new charges. You know, let's just say that, and then you've been going on a run with your probation and having police contact. They could revoke that and still give you a year. You know, but hey, the more he keep doing this, going on a run, and then like they gave him a bond, they like forgave him, and then going to run again. Now he's on the run. He was on the run for those criminal charges before, like while he was on probation, and they let him bond out from those, and now he's on the run from probation. And more than likely, I mean, I don't know if they had like some kind of bond conditions where he have to report here in this state or at least this city where I'm at. If you bond out of jail, you gotta like deal with court services until your case is resolved. That means that you have to report to them anywhere between like weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, and you are subject to drug testing and like you know breathalyzer, and you better not be catching no new charges, you know. And you mess it up, then you going back to jail. You can't just bond out here and just like these rappers. I be man, I swear I'd be jealous of these ninjas, man, cause like they'll bond out, they'll bond out of jail, get caught with some perks, get caught with some drugs or whatever, and then bond out, and then they hide the next day. Go back to jail a month later, and then they be hiding the next day. You know, you can't do that here. Hell no. California shit. If your case ain't got nothing to do with drugs, they ain't gonna drug test you. I was on probation in California. Like I ain't even had no drug testing. My charge was like a violent crime. that wasn't drug related. You know what I'm saying? I'm full now, y'all, but I got a little bit of this burrito left, and I was really trying to finish it, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish it. You know. What up, though? Y'all couldn't stay to the end of the live. Y'all couldn't tell me goodbye because you don't care. You tell me you love me, but you don't really love me. If you love me, you wouldn't treat me this way. Thank y'all for the likes. While y'all was here, phone on 13%. You heard? I got to ride back home. I'm stuffed, bro. I'm still gonna take this burrito with me though. It's wet though. I'm putting it in that Ziploc bag with them chips. They gonna get soggy. I might need to throw that shit away, bro. It was so good, but like, how could you throw it away? You know what? Look here. Look here. Phone at 13%. I know I should have brought my little. Well, I bought one of my old power bank, but I didn't bring the charger with it, so it don't really matter, do it? Um, I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. Put it right back in this bag and then put it in my other bag. You heard? Whew, shit. Well, I keep telling me zero, and then it'll say like two people here, but y'all ain't talking, so I take it as just zero people here. But yeah, man. WBA some snitches for what they doing to Gervonta Davis. I might be back later on. I might. I just wanted to go live, drop a video, talk about what's some current news in boxing. Over time, it'll be more and more people. There's money, weed, and black and miles up in that bag. That's why the police be want to like search people's bags, search people's belongings, because ninjas be having like they might have needles and pipes and drugs and all kind of stuff. You heard? All right, man. It's been real. I love y'all. You know, thank y'all for you know, staying 10 toes down with your boy through thick and thin. You know, I mean, I'm not as popular as I once was, not as liked as I once. Well, not as loved as I once was, but I'm not as hated as I once was either. And like trying to like weed through the hate, so that you can feel the love. It almost don't feel worth it. You know, when my main channel first got deleted, you know, I remember like feeling a relief, because I was just so like tired of people hating on me. Like the views was already going down, people was turning on me, and I was just like, okay, can y'all stop hating now? And they did, they did. Everybody disappeared. That's why I don't really even make too many friends now. Like anybody like add me on social media trying to like be buddy buddy, talk about this and that. Like, you can talk to me when I'm live. Other than that, I'm gonna like treat you like you a weirdo. You know, what you trying to talk to me in private for? You know, I don't know you. Friend applications has been canceled and cut off. You know, now this new me is like that. You know, you can comment on my live stream, or you can wait until I go live again, or I ain't got no talking. All right then, y'all. I'm out. Travis got it. Thanks for tuning in. Travis got it. Boxing. Like and subscribe. Even if you're a replay viewer, you can still hit the like button, bro. It's free. Do it for me.